Despite being a generally cute and friendly franchise, one of the most popular online trends when it comes to Animal Crossing is discriminating against and excluding certain villagers from your towns just because they are too ugly. And who am I to not indulge? Today we're going over the top 10 ugliest Animal Crossing villagers of all time. Now, just to be clear to the folks at home, I've never actually played an Animal Crossing game in my entire life, and I mean, sure, I've seen gameplay, have friends who play it, and I watch Nintendo Directs, so of course I know what it is. But this may be concerning some of you Animal Crossing fans due to my knowledge on the series being so limited, but if you ask me, if anything, this makes my opinion less biased than any Animal Crossing player, due to me not having any interactions with these villagers and judging them purely based on their horrid looks alone. But if that's not enough to settle your mind, my friend Ash Snapham, who is a professional Animal Crosser, is also going to be joining us today in order to make sure things don't go too haywire. Now, each of us are going to be covering 5 of these villagers, but we're going to be taking turns presenting to the folks at home, since that seems like it would be good for variety, right? Anyway, let's get started.
Hi, I'm Ash Snapham, your local Animal Crossing enthusiast. With my 30 laps around the sun, I've spent at least 20 of those playing Animal Crossing games. So I think I've earned the right to be just slightly spiteful.
If you love these villagers, I'm so sorry.
And just to give you a little bit more of an insight on why I deserve to be a little hateful is because look at how many hours I've spent on New Horizons alone. This is not counting any other Animal Crossing game. Am I ashamed? You bet. Am I happy? Sure am. Time well spent. Anchovy. Now, first of all, the name. The name is what throws me off from the very beginning. Not a fan of anchovies, not a fan of fish in general. And then you have the soulless eyes. You look into those eyes. Do you see anything behind them? Do you feel anything? No, there is nothing, just a void. There's no soul. They're soulless eyes.
Coming in at lucky number 9, we have Moose, who is a rat. This guy is deeply disturbing for a multitude of reasons. His mutton chops are gross, his facial expression is concerning, and he is also a rat. For some reason, this guy seems like if Scrappy Doo and Gaston from Beauty and the Beast were trapped inside the body of a rat. Also, maybe this is due to my lack of Animal Crossing experience, but I can't tell if this guy is wearing rat-colored pants or just Donald ducking around the island on a regular basis. His shirt is probably the only redeeming quality about this man's look simply because it's purple, but even the star design is pretty basic in terms of modern fashion. Even if this guy was an attractive Animal Crossing character, the fact that his name is Moose, but he's actually just a rat is already a rough start that puts a bad taste in my mouth before my eyeballs even get the chance to become assaulted by his presence. Yeah, this guy is a freak, and if I saw him in real life, I'd step on him in an attempt to squish him like a bug.
We've got Quailson. Somebody in my Twitch stream said it best in that they think Quailson looks moldy. I can't unsee it. Ever since they said they look moldy, I can't unsee it. Especially when you look at their New Leaf version. New Horizons kind of gave them a glow up here. New Leaf? Oh, it's just that moldy bread that you left in the corner of the kitchen with a piece of cheese on it. Just, ah.
Now for this entry, we have a villager that may be technically more weird looking than ugly, being Velma. Now don't get it twisted, Velma is still ugly, no matter how much of that is attributed to being weird. I can't put my finger on whether or not it's the head shape, the lack of nose, the strange looking ears, or the bad haircut, but everything about Velma is completely appalling to me. Even the 2 outfits she wears are pretty lame. She has what looks like an office uniform, which is clearly the better of her 2 outfits, but the other thing she wears is this ugly sweater, while once again appearing to pull a Donald Duck in the pants department. So yeah, Velma is stupid and ugly, and I hate her.
Barreled. First of all, looks way too much like a human. I can't. It looks like somebody I would see down the street, and I don't need to be seeing real faces in my Animal Crossing experience. I get on Animal Crossing specifically to get away from humans. What am I supposed to do? This is gonna ruin my Animal Crossing experience if I have to look at this face walking around my virtual little island. I can't.
Now that we've got those ugly freaks out of the way, I've been required to advise you guys that the following 5 ugly freaks are so hideously hard to look at, you may experience the following symptoms. Headache, heat rash, heart palpitations, trouble breathing, sudden death, COVID-19, fever, nightmares, sweating. The list goes on. Basically, the main idea is it's not good, so be advised. Also, I can't read, but you get the idea. Starting off with the ugliest of the uglies, we have Coco. Now, I shouldn't have to say much about this freak as her looks speak for themselves. Coco is this strange hollow-looking husk of a rabbit that may absorb your soul if you get too close. Not only does she look like a 2005 era creepypasta, but she also resembles the gyroids from Animal Crossing, which I've heard also have some very creepy lore and are somehow related to dead villagers, which just adds way more levels of creepiness to this already horrifying creature. I've also heard if you stand close enough to this weirdo on a breezy day, you can hear ominous music notes being played through her head by the winds themselves, so at least there's that. That is of course extremely creepy, but it also reminds me of that one SpongeBob episode, so I will count that as a redeeming quality of Coco's, but she's still an ugly freak who's permanently banned from my village on account of how she looks.
Mo, or Moe. I don't really care how you're supposed to say its name. It doesn't deserve the grace of me actually pronouncing it right, because the moment you look at this thing, don't tell me that I'm the only one that is feeling my fight or flight instinct kick in. There's just something about it that's just saying, no, this is not okay, run.
It's time to take a look at number 3, and also I gotta pee, so let's make this quick. The third ugliest Animal Crossing villager of all time is Hamlet. Hamlet is probably my least favorite of all of Shakespeare's plays, not only because it's the longest he's ever written, but also because I hear it's quoted constantly by people who have certainly never read the darn thing. Oh yeah, this ugly guy's name is also Hamlet, and I hate that. I hate his name, I hate how he looks, and by Jovi, I even hate how the man smells. This guy is the embodiment of an extra large jar of generic cheese balls, and I would never let him touch any of my belongings on account of the grease I'm assuming covers the majority of his ugly self. Also, one time I was watching one of Ash Snapham's Twitch streams, and I noticed she had one of those really cool stream chat character things, and mine was defaulted to Hamlet somehow, and it almost made me cry and throw up. But personal bias aside, this guy is clearly ugly, and I want to punch him in his stupid fat face.
And last, but definitely not the least, we have number 1 on my list, Rodney. This little rodent moved into my New Leaf town. I was like, you know what? Okay, he'll move out in about a week or 2. He'll be gone, right? No. This thing stuck around and just harassed me and my villagers for 7 months. And you know that person you may know that's just full of themselves but have no right to be full of themselves? Rodney is that definition. He's just got this annoying look like he would totally bash you on the move you just made in a game of checkers. Checkers. Not chess, checkers. That's how annoying this kid looks to me.
Now brace yourself folks, because coming in at number 1 we have by far the most horrifically ugly Animal Crossing villager in the entire series, being Raymond. Where do I even begin with this hideous abomination? Not only does this guy look like the OC of every Persona player on the planet, but also he has a strange looking banana peel for hair. What the H? And don't even get me started on this man's eyes. Now in real life, if you have 2 differently colored eyes, that's super cool and a very attractive feature, but in the video game world, everyone is actually made up and not real. So that means the developers made a mistake by coloring his eyes and accidentally forgot what color they were supposed to be halfway through, which is just unacceptable and lazy. His constant melancholy facial expression always gives me a migraine whenever I accidentally experience the horrors of glancing towards his general vicinity, and on top of that, he ain't even got drip. This dude has the top half of an anime butler suit minus the jacket, which is the best part, and yet he still walks around Donald Duck style. I mean, my goodness, it's no wonder everyone wants him to change into a maid outfit with drip like this. Though I will say, the only person I want to see wear a maid outfit is the homie Ethan, since he hit his donation goal on stream, so go support our homie Ethan. But back on topic, Raymond sucks. I don't like him, I think he's ugly, and I want to bully him along with all of his fans. Though I can't imagine there's a single fan of his out there. I mean, there's no way anyone actually likes this sick freak. That'd be weird. I mean, seriously, come on, none of you guys actually like Raymond, right? Okay, good. Just making sure. Those were the ugliest villagers in the entirety of Animal Crossing's history, and I know the scripture says, judge not lest thee be judged, but good grief, those guys are ugly.
The world's a little